Hello again. This is Joe Ellison. I'm back with the 8th excerpt from the first of my Snarkey and Putt's Paranormal Attorneys at Law stories, The Case of the Undead Arbitrator. In this excerpt, we follow Andrew Putz as he meets for the first time the eldest of the Menninger sisters, the mysterious and somewhat frightening April Menninger. Let's follow Putz as he enters April's house. Here we go. His argyled feet followed a trail of bright Persian carpets into the house's interior. Brasswork gleamed about him, woodwork shone. Lamps and tables, consoles and étagères, highboys and cabinets all sparkled, betraying not the slightest trace of dust. April Menninger appeared to him, seated on a bench, outlined in the clear rays of sunlight streaming through the crystalline bow window behind her. April held up her hands. "Stand where you are, Mr. Putz. Stay in the shadows." "What for?" "For contrast, of course." "You keep quite a neat house here, Miss Menninger." She regarded him severely. "I have a staff, Mr. Putz." "As you say," Putz strained. "It's quite a contrast." The woman dropped her hands. "What are you talking about, Mr. Putz?" "Contrast!" Putz leaned on the word. "Between the outside and the inside, I mean." "Mr. Putz, I live on the inside. I see no reason to pay workmen exorbitant wages to make the outside attractive. The only result would be visitors." Discomforted, Putz rubbed the instep of one stocking foot against his calf muscle. April raised her hands again. "Do stay still, Mr. Putz," she required from behind them. Putz lowered his foot. April lowered her hands. "There is something there," she muttered. "Mr. Putz, a séance, an effort to communicate with the spirit world, is not an exercise for amateurs. That's what my two little sisters are. Amateurs. Rank amateurs. They do not know how to interpret the signs. Even if my father did appear to them in dreams, something I doubt, May and June could not be relied upon to understand what he was trying to tell them." She rose from the window seat. "I, on the other hand, am schooled in the arcane. I have made it the subject of serious study since I was a young girl. My sisters are dilettantes. It is dangerous to be a dilettante in this field, Mr. Putz. Too many things can go wrong. Too many unpredictable things can happen." "Are you a dilettante, Mr. Putz?" Putz wiped the perspiration from his upper lip. "I'm a lawyer, Miss Menninger." She stared at him. "We are not talking about writs and motions and courtroom theatrics, Mr. Putz. We are talking about the beyond." "It's beyond me," Putz thought. He wished Snarkey would do these things himself. Putz hated bullshitting people. Snarkey was always talking him into things like this. Putz steadied himself against a wing-backed chair. "Miss Menninger, I don't know how well Mr. Rosen explained it to you, but the point of this exercise is to get all three sisters into a room and let the spirit of your father speak to you all at once. I'm sure you want to carry out your father's wishes. I know your sisters do. But you have different opinions about what his intentions were." April lowered her eyes and spoke to Putz from behind her brows. "My father's money is cursed, Mr. Putz. He did not learn of this curse until the very end of his life. He had no chance to change his will. You mean it's not his curse? Of course not. Father loved money. His debtors cursed it. His debtors? Why would they? April lowered her head another notch. Father could be difficult. Some claim his fortune was built on chicanery and sharp dealing. Putz felt the Persian carpets shifting under him. And there we end this excerpt. Remember, Snarkey and Putz, the case of the Undead Arbitrator, is available for sale on Amazon. These are just excerpts, and you need to read the entire story. I hope you'll follow the link on the comments section below and go to the page and purchase the book and buy it and enjoy it. And I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again.